So, good day, first year students. We had started with Alexander's feast and we did two classes, and today's class will deal with the continuation of the poem Alexander's Feast, and to connect a link between this two gaps, I will like to revise the last stanza which I did. So, the third type of music which the musician played for Alexander was aimed at arousing pity. And so he sang of Darius. Darius, the unfortunate king who was killed by his own people, and at the end there was no friend to close his eyes. So, what was the effect of this music on Alexander? That Alexander the Great, who is known to be very strong and very sturdy, emotionally also very strong, he tried to remember his own cruelties, and pity was aroused in his heart, and he began to cry, and he stole a sigh because he could not let people know that he was sighing or he was crying, and so he was stealing the eyes of people in order to wipe his eyes. And what happened, that tears began to flow from his eyes. So, to continue, the mighty master smiled to see that love was in next degree. It was but a kindred sound to move, for pity melts the mind to love. Softly sweet in Lydian measures, soon he soothed his soul to pleasures. Now, who was the mighty master? Timotheus. He was smiling. He was smiling to see that his music is having desirable effect on the mind and heart of Alexander. And he was smiling. Why? Because now the next sort of feeling which he intended to arouse in the heart of Alexander was love. And it was but a kindred sound to move. Kindred means related. Love is related to pity. If you have pity in your heart, soon love will make a space in your heart. So he has already infused pity in the heart of Alexander, and now he intends to move his heart towards love. For pity melts the mind to love. For means because. Generally what happens, that before love, your mind should be pitiful, filled with pity. So now he started playing the Lydian measures, soft and sweet. Soon he soothed his soul to pleasures, and as soon as he began to play his new music, he soothed. He here means Timotheus, and his soul means Alexander. So Alexander's soul was soon soothed towards pleasures, the pleasures of love. War, he sung, is toil and trouble, honor but an empty bubble, never ending, still beginning, fighting still and still destroying. If the world be worth thy winning, think, oh think, it worth enjoying. Lovely thighs sits besides thee, take the good the gods provide thee. Now you see, in order to fill his heart and mind with love, first he needs to undo the feeling of war with which his heart and mind are filled. So he wants to take away the feelings of honor and the feelings of reputation related to war. So what did he sing? He sang that war is toil and trouble. War means trouble. You have to take a lot of trouble for war, and it is toil. Toil means it needs a lot of hard work. Honor is an empty bubble, and he says honor for which you wage wars, for which you fight battles, it is an empty bubble. Empty bubble means very short lived. We have seen a water bubble, we have seen a soap bubble, and their age is very small, it's short lived. Never ending, still beginning means the hunger for honor never ends, it is beginning. Still beginning means still you crave for more and more honor. Fighting still and still destroying. You are a warrior. You fight a lot of battles. You wage a lot of wars, but still destroying. In the way of war, you are destroying the army of your enemies, and you are destroying your own army. If the world be worth thy winning, think it worth enjoying. We all know that Alexander wanted to win the world. So he says, you think that the world is worth thy winning, you should also give a thought that world is also made for enjoying. Besides winning, you should also enjoy. So he says, you have won this world a lot, and you have lost and you have destroyed a lot of people in the battles, and now you should think that this world is also made for enjoying. Lovely Thais sits beside thee, take the good gods provide thee. He says that your lovely wife, beautiful and young wife, is sitting beside you, and God has provided you such a beautiful and pretty wife. So you should make most of your time. The many rend the sky with loud applause. So love was crowned, but music won the cause. The prince, unable to conceal his pain, gazed on the fair who caused his care. Many means the many people, the audience who were listening to the song of Timotheus, they rent the skies with loud applause. They clapped so much that the sky was filled with the reverberation, the echo sound of applause. So love was crowned. Now you see, love was crowned means now at present the most sought after feeling is love, because Timotheus is trying to control the feelings of Alexander by his music. He changes his music and song, and Alexander's feelings are changed. So at present the feeling which is at the topmost is love. So he says love was crowned, but music won the cause. And what is the reason that love was crowned? The reason is music. It is only on the basis of music that love is being crowned. The prince means Alexander, unable to conceal his pain. Now what is his pain? His pain is the pains of love. So he was unable to hide his feelings of love towards his wife Thais. He gazed on the fair. Gaze means he tried to look, tried to stare on the fair. Fair means his beautiful wife who caused his care. Means his beautiful wife was the reason of his pain of love. And sighed and looked and sighed and looked, sighed and looked and sighed again. Now you see, here is a very beautiful example of refrain. Refrain, I told you that it is repetition of whole words or whole line. So he sighed and looked. So again and again he looked at his beautiful wife, and by looking at his beautiful wife, the feelings of love was increasing. At length, with love and white wine at once oppressed, the vanquished victor sunk upon her breast. So what happened? He was oppressed by love and wine. Remember that Timotheus sung the praise of Bacchus also. So there was a little bit intoxication also on the mind of Alexander, and now love was also having its effect on the mind of Alexander. So he was having two feelings at once, the feeling of being intoxicated and the feeling of love. So he lost his control and he started showing love to his wife. Now you see, again here is an oxymoron. Oxymoron, as I told you, is a figure of speech in which two opposite words are juxtaposed against each other. Vanquished, victor. Vanquished means defeated, and victor, who is victorious. Now, both these words are opposite in nature, but here both are correct in this context. How? He is the victor because he has just won Persia, but he is vanquished also. He is defeated also. He is defeated in love and victorious in battle. Now strike the golden lyre again. Now, as soon as Timotheus saw that this victor has engrossed himself in love, so he tried to wake the warrior within him. Timotheus, because he knew that he is having a power on Alexander's mind, he can bend Alexander's feelings to whichever feeling he wanted. So, when he saw that this victor has forgotten about battles, and lost himself in the feeling of love, so he changed the music. He changed the musical instrument, and he also changed the theme of his song. And he says, now strike the golden lyre again. So now he has changed the musical instrument and started playing lyre again, and a louder yet and a louder strain. And he is playing the lyre louder and louder. Break his bands of sleep asunder and rouse him like a rattling peal of thunder. Now, when Alexander was lost in the feeling of love with his beautiful wife Thais, the music master Timotheus, he played such an inspiring music that he roused with the rattling peal of thunder. So he was almost asleep, and Timotheus roused him as if a peal of thunder has roused him. Hark, hark, the horrid sound has raised up his head, as waked from the dead, and amazed he stares around. Revenge, revenge, Timotheus cries. See the furies arise. Hark, hark. Now, hark means pay attention, the horrid sound. Now, previously he was playing a very soft music, very soft song, suitable to the feeling of love, but now again he has changed the music, he has changed the musical instrument, and he has also changed the theme of song, and he is playing a horrid sound, has raised up his head. Now what happened? Alexander, who was engrossed in the feeling of love, he raised up his head as if awake from the dead. He was so engrossed that, and he waked up with such a start as if he has waked from the dead. And amazed he stared around. He is staring around him, and he is amazed. How did he forget that primarily he is a warrior? How did he forget that he is meant to wage battles? Revenge, revenge, Timotheus cries. See the furies rise. Now, Timotheus is singing of revenge. And who are the people who are asking for revenge? They are the soldiers who lost their life for Alexander. See the furies arise. Who are the furies? The goddesses of anger. And the snakes that they rear, how they hiss in their hair, and the sparkles that flash from their eyes. Behold a ghastly band, each a torch in his hand. Now Alexander is singing such a song, and he is creating an image through his song that his warriors who have lost their life fighting for Alexander, they have now converted into furies, and furies have flames in their eyes and snakes in their hair, and they are coming in the form of a ghastly band, of a ghostly band of dead people, each torch in his hand. Those are Grecian ghosts that in battle were slain. As I told you, who are these spirits? They are the ghosts of those people and mainly those soldiers who lost their life, those Grecian soldiers who lost their life while fighting for Alexander. An unburied remain, and they are still unburied. Their bodies are lying inglorious on the battlefield. Give the vengeance due to that valiant crew. Now Timotheus is crying that Alexander, you are lost in the feeling of love. Instead, you should wake up and give the due revenge to those people who lost their life while fighting for you. And this is a valiant crew, means this is a band of people who are very brave. So you should not get lost in the feeling of love, but you should wake up and give and take revenge for these people. Behold how they toss their torches on high, how they point to the Persian abodes and glittering temples of their hostile gods. The princes applaud with furious joy, and the king seized a flambeau with a zeal to destroy. Thias led the way to light him to his prey, and like another Helen fired another Troy. Now Timotheus is singing, behold how they toss their torches on high. He has created an image and asking Alexander and other people present to look at that band of ghosts. And all those ghosts, they are carrying a torch in their hands, and they are pointing towards the Persian abodes. Why? Because they want that Alexander should attack, should take revenge, and Alexander should again attack the Persian abodes of hostile gods and glittering temples of their hostile gods. Now, these ghosts are demanding for revenge. The princes applaud with furious joy. All the princes present there, they are clapping for furious joy. Now you see, again oxymoron. Furious joy. They are furious because they want to take revenge, and joy, why? Because Alexander is being reminded again of revenge. And the king seized a flambeau. And what was the effect of that music on Alexander? That he caught hold of a flambeau with the zeal of destroy. Flambeau means a burning torch, and with the enthusiasm to destroy. What did he want to destroy? He wanted to destroy the Persian abodes of hostile gods. Thias led the way to light him to his prey. Now he says that Thias should be compared here to Helen. Helen was the reason of the 7 years war, Trojan War, and here who is the reason for destruction of Persia? Thias, Alexander's wife. So thank you. Now today I am stopping here, and I will continue for the last part of this poem tomorrow. Thank you.